Fabio Wardley has officially confirmed that he will take the Daniel Dubois rematch. Now look guys, I think 95% of boxing fans think this is a massive mistake and definitely a disaster waiting to happen, because as you can see on your screen right now, I posted this on the community tab on this channel, and that was, I believe, a day after the fight, a day after Daniel Dubois absolutely destroyed Fabio Wardley. I put this post out and basically I asked, is it a good idea for Fabio Wardley to take this rematch? Because I had heard rumors that he was going to take this rematch. I had heard that Frank Warren had confirmed through certain people in the media and in boxing that Fabio Wardley will take the rematch. He wants the rematch. He wants to right the wrongs and he wants to do things differently. So I posted this, and as you can see here, we had 152 people voted on this, and the results just don't lie. 22% of people said yes, let's have the rematch, and as you can see here, 78% of people said no way, this shouldn't happen. People said no to the rematch. So I don't think that people think it's a good idea, but Fabio Wardley thinks it's a very good idea and he wants this. And if I was to put myself into Fabio Wardley's shoes, I can see three main reasons why Fabio Wardley will want to take this fight. I can generally see, and I'm going to explain to you what the three main reasons are. So number one, I think Fabio Wardley believes that he made mistakes in the first fight that he can rectify in the second fight. Fabio genuinely believes that he made mistakes that he can rectify. Now, those were a lot of mistakes. So it wasn't like Fabio Wardley was outboxing Daniel Dubois. It wasn't like Fabio Wardley was on the ascendancy and then he got caught with a shot and then that was the end of the fight. Fabio Wardley dropped Daniel Dubois in the first 20 seconds of the first fight. Now, that was a flash knockdown. That was a knockdown where someone gets caught cold and they go on the floor. But you could see that Daniel Dubois' eyes were wide open. You can see that Daniel Dubois was not hurt. And I think Fabio Wardley knew that Dubois was not hurt. And that's why he did not jump on Daniel Dubois. So yes, he dropped Daniel Dubois. But after that, he didn't really do much in that round to win that round. Yes, he won that round. It was a 10-8 round to Fabio Wardley. But the truth is that Fabio Wardley didn't do anything extra, anything more in that first round. Daniel Dubois then won the second round, boxing behind his jab and really taking his time. And then same thing happened in the third round. Fabio Wardley lands a big shot on the equilibrium of Daniel Dubois. Dubois goes down, and one thing that Dubois did so well is that he took the knee, he took the count, and then he got up. And then once again, Fabio Wardley could not jump on Daniel Dubois and get him out of there. So Fabio Wardley makes a lot of mistakes, fundamental mistakes, mistakes with his footwork and his foot position, mistakes with hitting the target and getting his shots on target, and then just general mistakes that no fighter should be making, especially at the world level. So Fabio Wardley thinks that he can rectify these mistakes, and that's why he wants to take the second fight. And is he able to rectify all those mistakes? I don't think so. I think he could come in better. I think he would do a few things better here and there. But I don't think that Fabio Wardley is able to rectify all the series of mistakes he made in the second fight. And then the second reason why Fabio Wardley is taking this fight is for the money. Let's be honest, guys. There's going to be more money in this fight than there was in the second fight, because it's the rematch. They're going to sell it. Frank Warren is going to talk about, he's going to give reasons why Fabio Wardley deserves a second chance. Fabio Wardley and his team are going to come up with a narrative. They're going to sell this on all social media platforms, on the radio and on TV. They're going to make a whole big event out of this, and both fighters are going to make a lot of money. And the truth is, Fabio Wardley, he gave Daniel Dubois a voluntary challenge. This was not a mandatory challenge. So Fabio Wardley, in all actuality, if we're being honest, he deserves a second chance to rectify the mistakes that he made. He's not going to turn this down, because this is life-changing amount of money that he's going to earn in a second fight. Although Daniel Dubois might earn more because he's now the champion and Fabio is challenging him, but Fabio is still going to make money. So if you think about it, right, if you put yourself in Fabio Wardley's shoes, you're not going to turn out a life-changing amount of money for yourself and your family. So I get it. And the final and third reason why Fabio Wardley is taking this fight is that Fabio Wardley wants to go out with a bang. Guys, Fabio Wardley has the warrior mentality. Fabio Wardley knows that this may be his final and last chance at the top level. He knows that, because he knows if he goes into this fight and he gets pummeled again and he gets beaten from pillar to post and get hurt, he might not come back in boxing again. Fabio Wardley knows this could be his last fight. So he wants to put everything on the line and try and see if he can become a champion again. And if he cannot, then he's had a chance and he just can tell himself that, look, I tried, I could not become a champion, I could not beat Daniel Dubois. But what Fabio Wardley is not going to do is not take the rematch. He knows that he might lose this fight, but if he's going to lose it, he's going to lose it giving his best. And I respect that. Fabio Wardley has that warrior mentality. Fabio Wardley has that thing that you cannot teach, and that's heart and that's determination. Now, could that mean that he could hurt himself forever? Absolutely. I think Fabio Wardley knows the risks of taking this fight and the implications that could affect his health if Daniel Dubois gets the upper hand on him in the second fight and start punishing him as he did in the first fight. Fabio Wardley will probably not be the same. And I think he's resigned himself to the fact that he's going to go out with a bang and get in there and have a tear up with Daniel Dubois and basically hedge his bets, and hopefully he gets the win. So I think these are the three main reasons why Fabio Wardley is taking the rematch. Now, let's talk about why this is possibly the biggest mistake of Fabio Wardley's career. It is because Daniel Dubois, number one, is the better boxer. Daniel Dubois seemingly hits harder than Fabio Wardley, and so Fabio Wardley has no chance in this fight. You see, in boxing, in the heavyweight division, rematches almost always tend to go the same. They don't change in the heavyweight division. In the lower weight divisions, yes, you can see some rematches go differently because some fighters will, rectify the way they're trained. They will try and do other things in training camps and come up with different game plans to win the fight. In the heavyweight division, a lot of these guys rely on punching power and the ability to stop the opponents. So if a heavyweight faces another heavyweight that is better than them in their boxing ability, then they're in trouble. Because unless Fabio Wardley all of a sudden becomes a better boxer than Daniel Dubois, I don't think that Fabio Wardley wins this fight. So yes, Fabio Wardley could try and change a lot of things about his game plan and work on the fundamentals. But I don't think that this could change in the next 6 months, because I think we've seen this a lot in the heavyweight division. And we can have a look at this example, Joe Joyce versus Zhilei Zhang. That is a prime example of two punches, but one is a better boxer than the other. And the rematch proved to be the same as the first fight. Joe Joyce lost the first fight, and then in the second fight, he got even knocked out earlier than the first fight, because Zhilei Zhang, being a better boxer, has worked out Joe Joyce's weaknesses, his strengths, and he knew exactly how he was going to approach the second fight. And that's exactly what is going to happen in this fight against Daniel Dubois and Fabio Wardley. Fabio Wardley's weaknesses are there for everyone to see. So Daniel Dubois and his team will do their research. Dubois' team will even know that they didn't do certain things right and therefore will do that even better in the rematch. And Fabio Wardley will just go in there looking to land a lucky shot, because I don't think that Fabio Wardley is going to do anything differently to what he did in the first fight. Now, you can think about Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz, right? The difference is that Anthony Joshua was winning that fight from round 1 to round 3, where he got knocked down by Andy Ruiz. Joshua was using his jab, he was moving really well, he was jabbing to the body, then coming up top with the left hook, and Joshua was having fun in there. And then Andy Ruiz got close and Joshua made a mistake, and Ruiz landed that big right hook on the temple and Joshua's leg went. So you can see that Joshua was winning that fight and he made a mistake. In this fight, you can see that Fabio Wardley landed a big shot at every round that he dropped Daniel Dubois, but he hadn't really taken over the fight. He wasn't controlling the rhythm of the fight. He wasn't winning this fight because he had better footwork or better boxing IQ or better fundamentals. Fabio Wardley dropped Daniel Dubois because he landed a really good shot. So Anthony Joshua went into the rematch knowing that he could do the same thing against Andy Ruiz, because Andy Ruiz has slower feet. Andy Ruiz is as big as an elephant. Andy Ruiz, although he's a really good boxer, is a lazy professional. And Andy Ruiz did not prepare diligently. He did not prepare as a professional boxer. So Andy Ruiz was always in a disadvantage against Anthony Joshua because Joshua has the longer reach. Joshua seemingly was winning the first fight. So you could see that Joshua could win the second fight because he was boxing better than Andy Ruiz. But this is totally the different situation between Daniel Dubois and Fabio Wardley. So look, I think this is a really bad mistake. I think this is a terrible choice for Fabio Wardley to go into the immediate rematch with Daniel Dubois. What Fabio Wardley could do is to take one more fight just to work on a few things before he gets in there. But then there's the risk of Daniel Dubois not being the champion after 1 or 2 fights, because as we know in the heavyweight division, Daniel Dubois could go out there, defend his belt and get beat, and then the opportunity for Daniel Dubois to face Fabio Wardley for the second time will not be on the table, and Fabio Wardley would have lost money, and then Fabio Wardley would not have the chance to redeem himself. So from Fabio Wardley's point of view, he believes this is the right decision to make, although I think this is the worst possible decision. And I believe that Fabi Wardley's team knows that this is a wrong decision, but they're going to go in the fight and gamble, and hopefully they can get the win over Daniel Dubois. Look, I think Fabi Wardley will probably get stopped in a devastating fashion, and this time he will probably get stopped earlier than the first fight. But guys, get in the comment section and let me know what you think about Fabi Wardley officially confirming that he wants to take the Daniel Dubois rematch. What chances do you give him? Do you think this is a good idea? Do you think that Fabi Wardley can do something different to what he did in the first fight? And do you think that Fabi Wardley wins this fight? Or do you think this fight ends the same as the first fight? Get in the comment section and let me know what you think about it.